Okay, so yesterday I took Tigger the Tiger out and we ended up going down some Devon country lanes, and now the bike is looking pretty dirty, but it's a bit of a rubbish day, so I haven't got the time or energy to give the bike a proper clean and make a video for you guys to show you how I detail the bike. So I thought today I'd take the opportunity to show you some of my favourite products that I use when the bike isn't too bad. So I'm going to clean the bike up a little bit first, and then I'll show you a product called Vulcanet wipes that I use quite regularly, and they're ideal for days like today actually, because when you don't want to get all your kit out and clean the bike properly, you can use these Vulcanet wipes just to tidy it up a little bit and you know, make it look clean and shiny again in the garage. So I'll be starting off with the dirtiest parts of the bike first. Always start by cleaning the chain, inspect it, re-lube it, and then we start with the dirtiest part of the bike first. So we start with the under tray and the wheels, moving on to the engine, and then cleaning the paint and stuff last, and then I'll show you the product that I'm going to use after. Okay, so what we got here, chain cleaning brush, WD-40. That is the best stuff for cleaning your chain, but not for lubing it. This is only to degrease it and to get rid of the dirt. Fortnite did a great video on this comparing different products. I recommend that one, but based on that, WD-40, that's the product I use to clean the chain, not to lube it. So we can give it a good old douse in the WD-40, get plenty of it on there. It's cheap stuff, don't be tight with it. Don't worry about getting it on your wheel or that sort of thing, because we are going to be cleaning the bike after, so obviously I'm going to make sure that all of that is off. Get your three-sided chain brush here. I wouldn't recommend buying the expensive ones of these. I'd recommend buying the ones that are on eBay, Chinese ones. Although this part is replaceable, you're never going to do that. You're going to use it and then throw it away after a couple of uses, so I would definitely recommend buying the cheap ones from eBay. Something else worth noting, when you are cleaning your chain, every time you clean your bike, you're going to be cleaning and inspecting your chain, and you're going to make sure that the connecting link is all looking good, in good shape, and it's, your chain as a whole is in good shape, and obviously that it's adjusted correctly. So again, just quickly, I'll just be giving the bike just a quick wash today. So my procedure is to use the jet wash, rinse it down, and then I use snow foam, and then I use a shampoo cleaner and get in with a brush, get all the small parts, get around the wheels and everything, and only then do I go to the paintwork afterwards with a new microfiber washcloth. You might notice that the water beads straight off of my bike, and that's because the bike has been ceramic coated. That protects it from corrosion, bird bombs etching the paint, light scratches, that sort of thing. But more importantly, it makes cleaning the bike much easier, so very useful. As you can see on the tank here, for example, the water just, I don't know if you can see that, but the water beads off nicely. Helps with keeping it clean, same with the engine. So we give the bike a rinse down, and now I've just put some snow foam over it, just let that do its thing. It will loosen up a lot of the dirt, so we haven't got to touch it with a sponge and stuff. You don't want to be moving dirt around, it's going to cause scratching. So let that do its thing, and then we'll blast that off and then we can get in there with a contact wash. Okay, starting to look better already. Obviously it started raining, that's standard practice, but we're not looking to do a perfect job. Just going to get the worst of it off, and then I'm going to show you this product, Vulcanet wipes. So always starting from the top of the bike to the bottom, you want to wash the dirt from the top to the floor obviously, so now we're going to give it a rinse off. It goes without saying that we're going to be extra careful around areas like bearings and of course the radiator. Never ever point one of these at the radiator. If you put a hole in it, it's going to cost you a few quid. Okay, that's good enough, so on with the shampoo, and then I get round with a brush and a microfiber and just try to get the worst of the dirt off. So I'm going to use a cleaner by True Tension in a squirty bottle and a detailing brush to get in on the metal parts and around the wheels in areas that aren't going to scratch. But never touch the paintwork with something like this, you're going to cause light scratches on the paint over time. So we just go around, give it a spray down. You can use any cleaner you like, muck off, anything that's pH neutral is always a good idea, particularly if your bike's already been ceramic coated. You don't want to damage that coating, but you certainly don't want to put any strong acidic cleaners on your bike at any time. So another good reason why you should be cleaning your bike regularly is because you're very close up to it and you're hands on, and you're going to find any small problems before they develop into big problems. And so for example, I've just noticed that this cable here should be clipped to the brake one, so this is flapping around a bit loose near the wheel, so obviously I'm going to clip that one back up. So yeah, good idea to keep an eye out for little things like that. Just touch nuts and bolts, make sure everything's up tight, inspect your bike while you're cleaning it, you're there anyway. A little tip for you when doing the wheels, I like to start at the valve here and then work your way around the wheel, passing the wheel around, provided you've got a centre stand. If not, you can get a wheel roller. There's a really good one by True Tension actually, I recommend. Perhaps I'll show you that later, or put a link for you. But yeah, start at the valve, move the wheel all the way around until you get back to the valve, and then you know you've done the whole wheel. Do the other side. So only now, once I've done all the dirty parts of the bike, cleaned all the wheels and the chain and all the engine and all the rest of it, only now do I touch the paintwork, areas that can be marked easily, so I can be sure I've got most of the dirt off as best I can, and only now will I go in with the bike shampooed and a shampooed microfiber cloth, and now I can do things like the tank and the plastics. So now you're done with the sponge and the contact wash. Once again, starting from the top, you're just going to rinse the bike down, get rid of all of that soap. And last job, once you finish cleaning your bike, don't forget to lube your chain again. Okay, so you join me now back in the garage, and the next thing to do is to dry the bike properly. You always want to do this, you want to drive all that moisture out and make sure there's no water left sitting anywhere. That's going to cause corrosion, particularly if your bike's left for a while. So get yourself a pet blower or a motorcycle dryer, dry the bike off. Again, it may be obvious, but you're going to start from the top and work your way down. Obviously you want to be driving all the water to the bottom, you don't want to be putting it back where you've just dried. So something to note when using the pet dryers and the air dryers is they do usually come with a very long hose, but you must be careful that you're not leaning that over the bike, because that's going to cause scratching very easily. So I throw that over my neck and pull the hose down this side, and that's going to stop that problem. Okay, so next step after drying, coffee. Okay, so this is the product that I was telling you about. This is Vulcanet wipes. They're about £35, something like that, for 80 wipes. You're going to use perhaps 2, maybe 3 wipes on your bike when you're cleaning it. So my bike now is at the stage where probably most of you keep your bike, where it's reasonably clean. And so I would recommend keeping these in the garage when you don't want to get all the kit out to clean your bike. If you've just been for a ride on a decent sunny day and you just want to get a few bits off, or for spot cleaning, and also for getting in the small nooks and crannies. You know, these cloths really are very good. I'm not sponsored by these people or anything, by the way. It's just something I've used for a few years now and I'm never without. So Vulcanet say that these can be used on exhaust, wheels, plastic, leather, your fairings, plexiglass, your helmets, gloves, boots, on your clothes. All I know is that it does clean things very well, and you buff it off, you get a great shine. Highly recommend this. You can put it on anything on your bike, and it is pH neutral, so this will work just fine if you've had your bike ceramic coated. So highly recommend Vulcanet wipes. What you get is 80 wipes in the box. Like I say, it's about £35, something like that. So in the lid of the box you get a decent quality microfiber cloth and some instructions, we don't need that. So a decent microfiber cloth, and when the new comes with this foil over the top to keep all the wipes fresh. So peel that off. It's worth noting, by the way, that under the main lid you get this red cap. Oh, the red cap does sit in the top of the tub, and so when you seal it up again, that keeps your wipes moist. So you do want to keep this, and you want to use that when you're not using it. So inside, as you can see, the wet wipes. So they come as little wet wipes already pre-divvied up. That's the first one, so it's one piece, but they come in squares like this. And like I say, 2 or 3 of these probably do your bike after most rides. So yeah, highly recommend these. So grab the wet wipe anywhere over your bike you like. What I usually do is I go around the bike and I give it a bit of a clean up and just leave it there to do its thing, and then go around after with the microfiber and buff it off and see the shine. Okay, good. So that's the bike now back to an acceptable standard. It is now looking a bit cleaner than it was before, when it was all covered in mud. Obviously your bikes probably won't be like that most of the time, in which case, you know, if you don't want to get all the kit out, I do highly recommend Vulcanet wipes. Really good stuff, that. Hopefully you've learned something along the way. I might have given you a tip or 2 for cleaning your own bike. I have to remember that not everything that I know is obvious, especially to newer riders. So if you've got any questions, by all means put them down in the link below. And something I meant to say earlier on, again it seems obvious to me, but something that may not be obvious to everybody: make sure that you don't put any cleaning products on the discs for the brakes, for obvious reasons. You know, that may cause you problems. So yeah, any questions, by all means ask us in the description below. Great.